Hi, in this 5 in 5 we're going to be talking through bitmap graphics and giving you a few tips and tricks. Number 1. What is a bitmap? A bitmap is a type of memory organization or image file format used to store digital images. The term bitmap comes from the fact that it's a map of bits. What we are normally relating to in digital print is pixels. So your digital file space will be broken down into a grid of small pixels, and each of these pixels will become a solid color. The more pixels you have, the better resolution the image would be. And when you look at the image from far away, it looks like a photo or a picture rather than just the sum of its parts. So we have lots of different pixels, and we can change these pixels and edit them using an image manipulation software. Number 2. Isolating an image before vectorization. Often when we're working with digital graphics, we want to create vectors of the things that we're going to be printing. In this example, we've got a printer that we want to vectorize using Adobe Illustrator, for example. Here we're in Photoshop, and what we want to do is isolate the part that we want to vectorize. In this example, the grays in the background are very similar to parts of the machine, therefore the vectors might blur when we bring this into the vectorization. So what we would want to do is make a selection, and in this example we are just getting rid of the background. So we're just going to invert the selection that we created and delete the background. This would mean that when we take this image into Illustrator, for example, to vectorize it, it's going to vectorize much more cleanly. So these bitmap and vector softwares are meant to work hand in hand. So in this example, it's easier to take away the background in Photoshop first before vectorizing your image, which will save a lot of time down the line. Number 3. Using an effect such as a Gaussian blur when creating large wall graphics and similar items. In this example that you can see here, we've got an image which we're going to be printing for a large wall graphic to cover an interior wall. When making images larger in bitmaps, you can see that the pixels will become more visible as the image is scaled higher. In order to help aid this, you can use something such as one of the filters like a Gaussian blur, which helps soften the image. This means that the pixelated edges will not look so harsh when we print this. If I use this slider, we can see the effect and how it's softening the pixels. Obviously this works better with some graphics than others, but this is a handy little tip when printing large graphics for walls, as it will make the pixels look a little bit softer. But then with an image such as this, it kind of still retains the quality of the original image. Number 4. Exporting paths from Photoshop to Illustrator to use for a cut line. Normally we would often create our cut line data within our vector-based package such as Illustrator. In this example, we're going to show you how to quickly use Photoshop or a bitmap package to create a cut line. Here we've got a picture of Spider-Man, and what we want to do is create a selection. So I'm just using the magic wand tool, which will select all of the white space around this graphic. If we go down to our Paths tab, we can use that selection to create a path. And as we can see, this uses similar points to vector points to create a line all the way around our graphic. What we could then do is go File, Export, Paths to Illustrator. We can then use that path in Illustrator as a vector line to become a cut line for our graphic. Number 5. Using bitmap data to create a spot color channel. This can be great if you have spot colors such as white, metallic or gloss in your machine, but can also be used for substituting a Roland spot color, any of the colors, for graphic data. In this example, I'm going to use this image of a snowy scene to select a color range, and I'm going to select white as my color. I'm then going to expand the white data, so we're just selecting all of the white within the image. Now that we've made that selection, we can go to the channels, create a new spot channel, and you can call this the name of the spot color that you want to use. So in this example, we're going to be using RDG_white, which is the Roland spot color for white printing. It's shown in this example by red data, so we can see what we're going to print. We can then turn off the color channels if we wanted to, and what's shown in black is what would export as white data when we save this as a PDF with spot colors.